Hello, I'm Neil Palmer. This is Lance Piggot, my partner. Thanks for joining us and having a look at our video. We'd like to tell you a little bit about how we started and a little bit about our history, which goes back to 1985, 1986.
1985, I think. Yes, I came up to Reading to meet a friend of mine, Pete, and who was at university with Neil. So I met Neil through him, and we all went off to France the following year on a bus, a friends of ours bus, and went and picked a load of grapes in the Loire Valley and in Bourgogne, to be honest, and then some pears and apples as well. It was quite a nice trip. We also had a disco on board, or sound system should I say, so we actually managed to set up a few gigs at the same time, with Neil being the DJ. It was a fun time, good adventures, but when we got back we decided to go back to France and investigate some organic vineyards.
That's right, yeah. We had a list of addresses given to us, and we went around the Loire Valley, mainly in Bordeaux, went to about 10 or 15 places, and met the producers, and really quite inspired by what they had to say and their wines. Really why they went organic in the first place, and the fact that, you know, back in the 80s it was a really quite different thing to be doing. Organic wasn't on people's radar even, was it?
No, not at all, really.
You know, I remember going to Champagne and the guy picking up a bunch of soil in the vineyard and just showing us, you know, how much plastic,
batteries and needles were in the soil,
and just unbelievable.
I think that's all stopped now. They used to put Paris's rubbish onto the vineyards of Champagne, a way to get rid of the rubbish, but I think that's all stopped now. But no, it definitely was an inspiring trip, and went down in Neil's beaten up de Chevaux car with a tent in the back, and we came back loaded up with samples. So I think a year after that, or 8 months after that, we decided to set up the business.
That's right. We started on the Enterprise Allowance Scheme.
Yeah, Thatcher's Enterprise Allowance Scheme, which paid us our rent for a year and a bit of pocket money to get the business off the ground. So
I think it was a really, you know, a question that we were wandering around, wondering what we were going to do with our lives a little bit, and
definitely.
You know, we wanted to work for ourselves, be in charge of our own destiny to some extent, but also really get involved in something that we believed in, and have some fun at the same time. And wine was the fun part. We enjoyed wine, and organic really was the message, and
the belief
really seemed to be the belief. Yeah, so that was the reason we started it all. And with the help of the Enterprise Allowance Scheme, really it was a structure for us to get going.
It was a structure, yeah.
It also helped massage the unemployment figures down a little bit for Mrs Thatcher at the time, but it was a good platform, and that was 28 years ago.
So this is where it all started, in Radstock Road, Reading, Sandwich Junction, where we had an office in the front room, and we used to store wine in the hallway just behind us to distribute all over the country.
Juggernauts used to come down the road here and offload, cause a bit of traffic chaos, but no one seemed to mind too much, and we stored all the wine in the hallway, up the stairs, and in the back, wherever we could find space. Happy days, really, but so we had to start somewhere.
We eventually moved out, managed to find some storage depot, or kind of on a local farm down in Wargrave, which was perfect really. So I managed to get all the wine out of Reading, although we still operated out of the semi-detached house in Reading, and we used to go around the country delivering wine down to Devon and London and East Anglia from the back of our car, basically, hustling up new potential business on the way. If anybody we saw might be the kind of person who wanted to buy organic wine, we'd be knocking on their door. It was mainly trade, obviously. We're trying to sell into restaurants and shops and farm shops. But we did some good things at those times. We went to Glastonbury a few times. We had a bar at Glastonbury serving organic wine and organic beers to the hapless punters, which we thoroughly enjoyed. It'd be nice to go back there again, probably.
Yeah.
I think the stand would cost us a lot more money. But then we managed to move the offices out of our houses, which was good news, and we actually got an office on the farm.
Running a sustainable and busy business employing numerous people is of course a constant challenge. Our business style at Vintage Roots is relaxed, inclusive and informal, though at the same time we are thoroughly dedicated and professional in what we do. We see ourselves as more as a family, and it's great that so many employees are long-standing, and indeed a good few have produced vintage shoots whilst being with us. The real quality of our organic wines and drinks are the other cornerstone of our success. We rigorously search out, taste and select just the very best of the crop. We know we are on the right path, as many of the wines we list win top awards and receive praise from leading wine critics, as well as yourselves. We enjoy building successful relationships with our growers, whom we like to think of as friends as well as business partners. They deserve our and your support. So here's a toast to them, and for many more years of organic provenance in the future.